Hello, my dear students. Welcome to this session of fluid mechanics. Dear students, we know that you know that I am discussing the viscous flow through pipe. So last class we have discussed how we can calculate the pressure drop when the fluid is traveling from point 1 to point 2. What is the pressure drop that we have calculated, and some related numerical also discussed. Today we will be discussing about the flow of viscous fluid between two parallel plates. But before this discussion, let us introduce myself. I am Dheeraj Mondal, Assistant Professor, JS College of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering Department. This is my YouTube channel DM Study Center. You can subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get everyday notification. And for PDF, you can join this PDF and notes. You can join this Telegram channel DM Study Center Official. Okay, where you will be getting some newspaper, Hindi, English, Bengali newspaper, and some study related information, current affairs, my notes, and all this it will be available here. So you can join here, and this is my email ID. All the assignment you have to submit here. My phone number, any kind of query related to subject related to admission, you can call here or you can WhatsApp me. 2020 mechanical department, mechanical engineering department, in mechanical engineering department the admission is open. You can contact here in case any doubt, or you can contact me also. So you know that viscous flow through pipe. Okay, this circular pipe, it is discussed, and all this I have discussed last class. And this Hazen-Poiseuille formula, that is very important. This numerical also discussed last class. Today we will be discussing about the flow of viscous fluid through between two parallel plates. So if it is a parallel plate, let us consider this is a parallel plate which is situated at a distance t. Okay, now the water is flowing from left hand side to right hand side. Okay, now what happened, this is the fixed plate. Now one strip or small element, water element, it is taken. Let us consider ABCD. It is a small element which is taken and at a distance y from the lower plate. Okay, so where we have taken, this is a plate, this is taken like this distance is your y, so, and this distance is your delta y. This is your what, delta x. Now in this phase there must be some pressure force acting in this phase AB. So what is the pressure force? Px. Let us consider P is the pressure force. P is the pressure. Then what is the pressure force? Pressure into area. Pressure into area. So area is what? In this phase AB, let us consider the thickness is your 1 unit thickness. So what is the, let us consider this is the phase like this. So in this phase, this is your delta y na, and this one is your 1, I am assuming. So P into delta y into 1 is the pressure force in the phase AB. Okay, similarly if we are traveling the distance delta x, because of this distance the pressure will be changed in this phase. In this phase, there in the phase DC, there must be some pressure force. So that is your P plus del P by del X into del X into del X into Y delta Y into 1. That is the area. Now you can assume that if that means if it is a small element, so in the phase BC there must be some shear force acting in the opposite direction of the flow. Am I right? So shear force acting in the opposite direction of the flow, and it is equal to shear force equal to tau into delta x into 1, because the distance is equal to length is equal to 1, delta x, and width is equal to 1. If it is so, then in the phase AD there must be some shear force which is basically acting in the direction of the flow, and because of this traveling distance delta y, the shear stress is equal to, it will be tau plus delta t tau by delta y into delta y into delta x into 1, because the area is the delta x into 1. Okay, so in case of this velocity, that means parallel plate, we can consider this one. Okay, now see here, consider the here what I have discussed, that is written here. Consider the parallel plate kept at a distance t apart as shown in figure. A viscous fluid is flowing between these two plate from left to right. Consider a fluid element of length delta x and thickness delta y at a distance y from the lower fixed plate. If P is the density of the pressure, intensity of the pressure at phase AB, and in the phase CD, what is the intensity of pressure? P plus delta P into delta x, and let T is the shear stress acting in the phase BC. Then in the phase AD, the shear force will be tau in plus delta tau by delta y into dy. Okay, if the width of the element is in the direction perpendicular to the paper is unity, the force acting on the fluid element are, so these are the force for in the, if it is your small element A B C D, then in this force there will be some pressure force, that is your P into area, pressure into area, so P into delta y into 1 in the phase AB. Then in this phase CD, P plus del P by del x into dx into delta y into 1 in the phase CD. Then shear force tau into delta x into 1, that is in the phase PC. Next shear force tau plus delta tau by delta y into dy into delta x into 1 in the phase AD, in this phase. So what will happen? In the phase A B C D, in this phase AB there will be some pressure into area, there will be some pressure plus delta P plus delta P by delta x into area. In this phase there must be some shear stress, so that is your tau into area, and here tau plus something into area. So it is this shear stress is basically acting in the direction of the flow, as it is acting in the opposite to the direction of the flow, so that is why you can see here. Okay, now if it is clear, then we can proceed for the calculation. What is the calculation? What for steady and uniform flow there is no acceleration, and hence the resultant force in the direction of flow is 0. So what we have seen, that for steady or uniform flow there must not, there should not be any kind of acceleration, you know. So you know the force into force is equal to mass into acceleration. So that part will be 0 because there is not any kind of acceleration. So only the summation of F, that is your force summation, is equal to 0. So what will happen in the phase AB? What will be seen? P plus delta y into 1 minus, why minus? Because in the phase AB it is acting clock right hand side, rightward, and in the phase CD it is acting leftward. So that is why minus P plus delta P by delta x into dx into delta y dy into 1. Now in this phase there will be some negative direction shear stress. So tau into delta x into 1 plus, in this phase this is the, it is acting clock rightward, so plus tau into delta tau by delta y into delta y into dx into 1 is equal to 0. So this is the equation. I hope it is clear. If it is clear, then we can cancel out some delta, this and this part will be cancelled out, only this part will remain. This part and this part will be cancelled out, only this part will remain. So minus, if we are calculating this one, minus del p by del x into delta x into delta y plus del p del tau by del x into delta y into delta x is equal to 0. So if I am dividing delta x and delta y, so what we will be getting? Minus del p by del x plus del tau by del y is equal to 0. Or you can write in other word, del p by del x is equal to del tau by del y. Very important relation. This relation will be required when you will be finding out the velocity at a particular point. Now velocity distribution, let us discuss about the velocity distribution. So keep it in your mind, del p by del x is equal to del tau by del y, it is required afterward. So velocity distribution, to obtain the velocity distribution of distribution across a section, the value of the value of shear stress tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Okay, so tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So from Newton's law of viscosity for laminar flow is substituted in equation, you can see this is the tau by del p by del x is equal to this is your del by del y into tau. Can I write here from this equation? So in this equation, this tau, value of tau, write down value of tau. So tau is equal to what? Del by del y into tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Or you can write mu into del square u by del y square. So del p by del x is equal to mu into del square u by del y square, and del square u by del y square is equal to 1 by mu del p by del x. Clear? See, so this is your 1 by mu del p by del x is the velocity distribution. Now what you need to find out, we need to integrate this part, because ultimately we need to find out the velocity. So this is your equation. Now if I am integrating this one, then we will be getting del u by del y, because it is what? Del y by del u by del y if I am integrating this part, this del y is equal to, it will be in the right word, so here it will be del y del u by del y is equal to 1 by mu okay. So ultimately after integration, what will be seen, this part will be du by dy and 1 by mu del p by del x into y, because this del y it will be coming here. Again I am drawing del del u by del y is equal to 1 by mu del p by del x into del y. If I am integrating this part, it will be, this part will be eliminated, so ultimately it will be del u by del y, and this part will be only del y is the constant here. So what is the integration of del y? This is your y. So 1 by mu del p by del x into y plus c1. C1 is what? C1 is the integrating constant. Okay, and del p by del x is equal to constant, na? Del p by del x is equal to constant always. So here integrating constant is your, now if again I am integrating this one, you will be getting del u is equal to minus 1 by mu del p by del x y square by 2, because again y in right now it will be integration y dy. So y square by 2 plus c1x y plus c1 y plus c2. So and c1 and c2 is what? Integrating constant. Now if you are putting the limit or condition where c1 and c2 is the integrating constant, the values are obtained from the two boundary condition. From the boundary condition, this is the boundary. Now from the boundary condition I can put the value. That is number one, what? Y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0 means what? When y is equal to 0, then u is equal to 0, because you can see here, this is the, when the y is equal to 0, this is the y. When y is equal to 0 means it will lie in the lower plate, fixed plate. So in this point the velocity of the fluid will be 0, because in the wall of the pipe plate the velocity will be 0. So that is why it is written at y is equal to 0, u is equal to 0, and y is equal to t. When y is equal to t, then u is equal to, y is equal to, when y is equal to t, then here you can see again you can see u is equal to 0, because what, in the upper plate and lower plate the u velocity is equal to 0, na? So condition is when y is equal to 0, u is equal to 0. When y is equal to t, then u is equal to 0. Clear? Now see, if I am putting the value y is equal to 0, u is equal to 0, then first equation 0 is equal to 0 plus c1 into 0 plus c2, and c2 is equal to 0 here. Y is equal to t, then u is equal to 0, then 0 is equal to, you have to put y is equal to t, then this formula, and then c1 you are getting c1, c2 is equal to 0 already I have got, and c1 is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into t. Okay, so u is equal to, put the value c1 and c2, you will be getting 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into y square plus y into minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into t. So y is equal to minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x ty minus y square. Very important formula. Okay, one more very important formula we have got in case of parallel plate. Okay, u is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x into ty minus y square is the formula. Now In the above equation, del p mu and del p by del x and t are constant. Mu is the dynamic viscosity. Del p by del x is the change of pressure with respect to some distance, and also time, thickness. This thickness also it is constant. It means what? It means mu u varies, the velocity u varies with the square of y, because what is the formula we have got? With the square of y it is varying. Am I right? Hence equation 9.9 is equation of parabola, because y square is equal to 4ax. It is falling. Hence the velocity distribution function, how we can write? It should be parabolic in nature. If it is parabolic, then the maximum shear stress will occur in this point and in this point, and the minimum shear stress will occur here. So that is written, this is the tau naught and this is the u max. So I hope velocity distribution and shear stress distribution across a section of parallel plate, here it is shown, and I hope it is clear, because what we have seen, this is showing the u is showing u is equal to y square is equal to 4ax. This formula it is following, satisfying. So basically the velocity distribution will be like this, parabolic, and the shear stress will be like this. Okay, with respect to the velocity distribution and figure diagram, you can draw the shear stress diagram. Okay, so this is all about the diagram and the calculation, how we can calculate the velocity at a particular point u. Now the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity we need to find out. We know that maximum velocity is equal to what? When y is equal to t by 2, thickness by 2, then we will be getting maximum velocity. So here u is equal to what we have got? This is the u. So u is the at any point at y is equal to 0, y is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. Okay, but this is the general formula. But if you want to find out maximum velocity, then y should be t by 2. Already I have got this equation from the velocity distribution diagram. We can see the maximum velocity will occur in the at that y is equal to t by 2, thickness by 2. So put y is equal to t by 2 here, you will be getting the maximum velocity. Very simple. Only one formula you need to remember. So here basically u max is equal to this, y is equal to t by 2, y is equal to t by 2. So put all the value, you will be getting minus u max is equal to minus 1 by 8 mu del p by del x into t square. Why it is minus? Because pressure is dropping. Okay, when it is traveling from point x1 to x2, whatever. So this is the maximum velocity. I hope it is clear. Now let us calculate the average velocity. So the average velocity u, basically it is, how we can calculate this u? We know that q is equal to area into velocity. So average velocity is equal to q by area. So you need to find out first of all q. Okay, so average velocity you can find out by the help of this equation, but first of all you need to find out q, discharge. Okay, now how we can find out the discharge? Discharge can be obtained by considering the rate of flow. Discharge is equal to, if I am considering a small element, a small area, then dq, if we want to find out the dq, small discharge, then velocity at a distance y into area of the strip. That means here in this diagram you can see, here I am just taking at a distance y, what is the discharge I need to find out, and one strip is taken. So velocity at a distance y. So what is taken? The considering the rate of flow of the fluid through the strip, small strip, thickness here delta y, and integrating it. If I am integrating it, then we will be getting discharge. Okay, so here you can see dq is equal to velocity at a distance y into area of the strip. So velocity is what? 1 by 2 mu del p by del x dy minus y square into dy into 1, because small strip dy is taken and thickness is equal to, that is your width is equal to 1, isn't it? What else? Now if I am integrating 0 to 2, limit is your 0 to t, so total limit is your, it is your t na, so 0 to t. So this is your equation. After solving this equation you will be getting, this is your 1 by 12 mu del p by del x into t cube, very important. So what we are going to do, t cube, cubic equation we will be getting. Now q u bar is equal to what? U bar means your average velocity is equal to q by area. So area is equal to t into 1. Okay, area is equal to t into 1. So ultimately 1 by 12 mu minus 1 by 12 mu del p by del x into t square. This is the average velocity. Now let us solve, let us discuss how we can find out the ratio of the average velocity by maximum velocity by average velocity. This is the maximum velocity, this is the average velocity, it is the ratio. There it will be in circular, in case of circular pipe it will be t 2, and in case of parallel plate it will be 3 by 2, 1.5. okay, so remember this is one type of numerical short question, MCQ type question. It is required when it is basically very important. It can be asked in the MCQ also. Okay, now let us see, this is the u max by the ratio of u maximum velocity by average velocity, so that is your t 3 by 2. Now question next, your point number 3, drop of pressure head for a given length. How we can calculate the pressure drop for a given length? So u bar, you know, 1 by 12 mu minus 1 by 12 mu del p by del x into t square. Del p by del x is equal to minus 12 mu u bar by t square. So this is the equation 2 to 1. Okay, minus 12 mu u bar by t square into dx. Okay, so del p p1 minus p2 is equal to 12 mu bar by t square x1 minus x2. Ultimately this is the value. So pressure drop there, it was you have seen that 32 mu u bar L by d square, like this. So here the pressure drop is equal to 12 mu u bar by t square into delta x, or x2 minus x1. This is the pressure drop. So here basically the pressure drop what I have got, and x2 minus x1 is equal to L. This is your L. So HF is equal to what? Del P by rho g, and del P is equal to 12 mu u bar L by rho g t square. So ultimately the final equation, the HF, the drop of pressure head, that is your 12 mu u bar L by rho g t square, that is the final pressure drop. Okay, the drop of pressure head here, not pressure drop of pressure head. Okay, now in case you have, if you want to find out the shear stress distribution, so shear stress distribution is basically obtained by substituting the value of value of u from equation 9.9. The equation 9.9 where you have seen, this is the equation 9.9. This is the equation 9.9. So from this equation 9.9, how we can calculate the shear stress? U, that is the u value is given. So you know that tau is equal to mu into du by dA, del u by del y. So put the value, that means if you are derivating this u is equal to whatever the function 9.9 we are getting, so we will be getting tau is equal to mu into del by del y into u. U is equal to what? Minus 1 by 2 mu del p by del x ty minus y square. So just simply you have to derive this part. So after derivation, what we are getting? Tau is equal to 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 del p by del x t minus 2y. Very very important new formula. It is again needed to when you are going to solve the numerical. In equation 9.14, del p by del x and t are constant. Okay, obviously del p by del x and t thickness and rate of change of pressure, change of del p by del x pressure change, that is constant here. So hence tau varies linearly with y. Am I right? Because y is equal to mx plus c. This equation it is following mx plus c. So tau is varying linearly with y. The shear stress distribution is shown in the figure 9.7b. This is the shear stress distribution function in the 9.7b. One minute please. 9.7 here, figure 9.7b, the shear stress is maximum here in this figure 9.7. This is the figure. Okay, so here you can see the 9.7 shear stress maximum when y is equal to 0. When y is equal to 0 or t is the t at the wall of the plate, shear stress is 0 when t is equal to t by 2. That is the central line between the two plate. Maximum shear stress tau naught is given by tau is equal to 1 by 2 del p by del x into t. In this figure 9.7b, this is the 9.7b, you can see velocity distribution here. Basically this is the velocity distribution diagram. Now you can see here the shear stress is maximum when t y is equal to 0 and y is equal to t, and shear stress is minimum when y is equal to t by 2. Am I right? Thickness by 2, because maximum velocity in the middle portion, so minimum shear stress will occur here, isn't it? So that is why it is written y is equal to t by 2. So put y is equal to t by 2, you will be getting this equation, because tau is equal to 1 by 2 del p by del x into y is equal to t by 2 minus 2 into t by 2. So okay, so here it will be 0 at the middle portion, it will be 0, and when y is equal to 0, then what you will see? Only this equation you will see. So tau naught is equal to minus half del p by del x into t. This is the calculation. Okay, so what is the maximum shear stress for a parallel plate? Minus 1 by 2 del p by del x into t. Very very important. Okay, so next, this is your 9.7. This is your numerical homework. Okay, all these what I have discussed, that is your homework. Please solve it in your home. Okay, and submit to me to this given email id. Okay, all the assignment every day what I am discussing, that is your assignment that you have to solve in your home. Take a snap and or you can make a ppt file or word file, whatever, then send it to me to my email id dheeraj.mondal@giscollege.ac.in. This is my phone number. In case any kind of discussion, any kind of doubt, you can ask me. Admission open for 2020 JIS College of Engineering Mechanical Engineering Department. In case if you want to join Mechanical Engineering Department, you can contact here. Also you can contact in my number. Okay, so this is all about the the derivation for the parallel plate. Okay, flow of viscous fluid between two parallel plate. Next class we will be discussing some numerical. Thank you for listening this signing off. Okay, please subscribe my channel DM Study Center. If you want to get everyday notification, please press the bell icon. Thank you.